Hey everyone, I am Jafar Hasan, InfoSec and GRC lead and cybersecurity trainer. If you want to know more about me, you can check out my LinkedIn profile later. I have shared everything about my work, experience, and achievements and certification over there. So, welcome back to part 2 of our CEH Complete Guide series. If you have not seen my part 1 of this video, do check it out first. In that video, we talk about the eligibility and how to get your exam approved. Okay. So in this part, which is part 2, we will break down the entire CEH syllabus where we understand the 5 phases of ethical hacking. And as I promise, we build a solid 90 days study plan with tools and practice tips. So get your notes ready. Let's start. Alright guys, see, CEH is revolve around 5 phases. These are literally the heart of every penetration test. First, you collect the information which is called reconnaissance. Then you scan and enumerate. Then you exploit the weaknesses. And next comes maintaining the access. That is where advanced attackers hide inside the system. And finally, reporting. And this is the part where most students ignore. But as per the managerial point of view, every company cares about this. So these 5 phases also map directly to the CEH exam domains. So please memorize this cycle as early as you can. Okay. Once this flow is clear, the whole course feels logical. So now let's open the first phase and see what actually happens inside the footprinting, scanning and enumeration. So footprinting, scanning and enumeration, this is where the attacker build the entire map, or you can say the profiling. Okay. So hacker or a penetration tester start with the OSINT tools. OSINT is stand for open source intelligence. Basically these considered as a passive information gathering. We can gather the information using the websites, social medias, DNS records and anything that is publicly available and visible. Then we move on to the active scanning where we use some tools like Nmap to find out the live targets and their running services, open ports. Once we complete the footprinting, scanning and scanning part, then we move on to the enumeration. Enumeration, you can say this is the follow on step once we complete the scanning. In the enumeration, we go one level deeper, like we finding the usernames, running services, network share. This is the stage where you go from what is there to who is there. And trust me, most of the time in the CEH exam, the questions come straight from these 3 topics, which is footprinting, scanning and enumeration. Once you know what is exposed, the next step is obviously to attack or to test those systems, right? So now let's see how CEH teaches you to that. So in this slide, we basically learn about the system hacking, malwares, web application, and the cloud. So system hacking is where attackers turn a foothold into a full control, and CH shows you how passwords are cracked, how to escalate the privileges, and how malware gets planted. Okay, then we move on to the web application based attacks like SQL injection, cross-site scripting injection, and command injection. And these are the core skills for the red teamers, web application based attack, or you can say injection based attack. Now, because everything is shifting to the cloud. That's why CEH version 13 also include cloud security modules where we understand the misconfigurations, S3 buckets, and cloud identity and access management based issues. Basically, you learn how hybrid environments get attacked and defended. So now we have touched the system, web application. Let's move on to the network side where most of the time real attacks begin. So network security is the CH core strength. You will learn in this module about the packet analysis, ARP spoofing, and how denial of services attacks and distributed denial of attacks work. So basically DOS and DDoS attack is also known as distributed denial of services attack, denial of services attacks. Okay, so don't get confused when you heard DOS. This is not disk operating system. This is denial of services attack. And now there's a wireless modules also available in CEH version 13. In wireless module, we learn how WPA keys are cracked, how rogue access points are set up. Then there is IoT security. This is the new addition in version 13 because everything from cameras to AC, TV, fridge, all these things are connected to the network now. That's why they are known as Internet of Things. And finally, the cryptography. Obviously, CH won't make you a math genius, but it will help you to understand how data protection work, what is hashing, how hashing perform, what is encryption, what are the keys, types of encryptions, what are the certificates. All right. So now that we have seen the syllabus module, obviously this is not the detailed syllabus module. This is just the introduction purpose, and definitely in future I'll make some videos which is especially and dedicatedly for the practical which shows the practical things. Okay, so let's talk about how to practice all this safely and legally. See guys, practice is the backbone of CH, but it must be safe and legal. So for this you have two good options. Either you can build your own lab with VM like Kali, Metasploitable, etc. Or you can use the EC Council's official iLab platform. iLabs basically gives you the pre-configured realistic scenarios which is mapped to the modules. You just log in and start attacking like a real red team project. And if you are using the local VMs, so it is my recommendation, keep them on an isolated virtual network. Never connect them to your office, home, Wi-Fi, okay? And always get written permission before testing anything live if you do, remember. And whatever you perform, create a document of all your experimentation. It becomes your personal reporting practice and revision notes as well. Once you are ready with the lab, the next step is the exam itself, obviously. So now let's understand how exam and how it works. So the main exam of CEH has 125 MCQs based question which you need to cover within 4 hours. Most questions are scenario based where they test your concept and practical awareness together. Now listen, EC Council use multiple exam form with different difficulty levels. That's why you heard that passing score varies from 60 to 85%. So don't panic about a number, focus on the concept clarity and the consistent practice. It's a strict environment. The exam environment is very strict, where you don't have the rights to keep the notes, external aids, and the proctor watch you live. So practice full mocks under the time conditions before the real thing. Okay. So now that you know the exam pattern is very simple. 125 MCQ based questions, and you have 4 hours time limit. They are the short scenario based. Exam passing score varies from 60 to 85%. Now that you know the exam pattern, let's see where and how to take it. So you can take the CEH exam either at a Pearson VUE center or online at your home with a proctor. It's a remote proctoring system. So if you are taking it online, make sure your desk is clean, background is neutral, camera and mic are working, because the proctor will ask for a room scan to confirm you are not using any unauthorized material. And if you prefer a physical testing center, so book a slot early, because most of the time slots fill up very quick. And in the exam center, you need to carry your ID and the confirmation printout. For the online exam, be ready 30 minutes early and double check your internet, because most of the time what happens at the day of exam, students have some issues in their internet, in their electricity. So test everything. So how do you actually register and get that exam voucher? Let's quickly walk through that. Registration is actually simple if you follow the order. So if you do it the official training, your training partner, the accredited training center, help you to get the voucher. But if you are self-studying, submit the eligibility application with the proof of experience. Usually within a week you will get an eligibility code or a link to buy a voucher. Use that to schedule your exam on the Pearson VUE or the online portal. On the exam day, keep your photo ID and the confirmation mail ready, as some of my students tell me that the day of exam the proctor asks for the confirmation email and the photo ID as well. For the physical center like Pearson VUE, you need to arrive a bit early, go at least 30 minutes before, read the policies about the breaks and the allowed items. Follow the rules strictly, because non-compliance can cancel your exam. Alright, so you are registered and ready. Let's talk about the mistake you must avoid. Let me call out the top ones that I have seen. Okay, first, the exam dumps. Most of the time I have seen my student and other students as well, they are totally dependent on the dumps, so avoid them. Mostly they are unreliable and sometimes illegal. Second, poor time management. So overcome this issue, practice the full mock test to build your speed. Third, skipping the labs. CEH test applied skills, not the bookish memory. 4. Not reading the options properly. Sometimes what happens when we read the question, we are not too much focusing on the options. So most of the time what happened, many MCQs have a tricky words. So slow down a little bit. Okay. And finally, online setup issue, the biggest problem. Weak internet or messy desk can get your exam cancelled. So practice your exam setup once before the real day. Now that you know what not to do, let's build a realistic study plan that works for most of the people. So I break down the whole study plan in a 90 days curriculum, which is perfect for the students and the working professional as well. First 30 days focus only on the concept. This is for building the foundation. Read, watch, understand the basic concept in this 30 days. The next 30 days go deep into the labs and tools and do daily practice. And the last 30 days revise lightly but more focus on the mock test every day. And you can create a small tracker where you note which topics you have done and where you still struggle. This gives you the clarity and the motivation both. So now let's see how you should take notes and make a cheat sheet for the revision purpose. Instead of copying the big paragraphs, create a concept maps. CEH is memory heavy. You will remember commands better when they are grouped with the attack phases. For example, you can create a one pager for the reconnaissance tools, another page for scanning. You can use the colors, arrows, short keywords, and I always suggest writing your own cheat sheet book. Cheat sheet book is not for the cheating purpose, obviously. It's your personal quick revision guide before the exam. Okay, after notes, you need testing. So let's talk about the practicing mock test. Mock tests are just like a mirror, right? Track your scores by the domain. Domain means reconnaissance, network, web application, cloud. Don't just look at the percentage. Find why you choose a wrong answer. After each mock, revise that specific topic the next day and do at least 5 to 6 mocks before the exam to get more comfortable with the timing, because the exam duration is 4 hours. Now let's quickly see which tools you must focus on for the exam. You don't need to memorize the hundred of tools. Just focus on the main ones where CH emphasize. Learn the basic usage and purpose of each tool. Metasploit and burp suit, these are must practice. Also learn to document the output of the tool in the reports. That's what make you look more professional to the employers. So now let's wrap up this part with your final week plan, the last 7 days plan. The final week is about calm and confidence. Don't get panic. You don't need to read the new topics. Please just review what you have already done, and that is sufficient. Trust me. Do 2 complete mock tests with the full 4-hour timer to build your stamina. Set up your exam desk, camera, internet 1 or 2 days before. On the exam day, be very calm, eat light, stay hydrated, and most important, trust your preparation. So great work, everyone. Now you understand the complete CEH syllabus and a structured study plan that actually work. In the part 3, we will go hands-on, exploring the CEH practical, CEH master, and how to maintain your certificate through the ASPN portal. Click next to continue the journey. I'll see you there. Bye bye guys. Thank you so much.